And good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Welcome to another episode of New Earth TV Live, from wherever you are in the world. Welcome once again. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Namaskar. So we're going to have some more great things to discuss today on New Earth TV Live. We're going to be doing a guided meditation to help with clearing away chemtrails, clearing the skies meditation, as I call it. And we're also going to be looking into some distance healing. So again, if you guys who do have some healing requests, either for yourself or for somebody else, you can feel free to place that in the live chat. And then of course, we'll be getting into Q&A as well too. But before we go ahead and begin, we'll start off with some announcements. Beautiful, sacred geometrical clothing to detoxify, rejuvenate, and strengthen the body. Shop now at healingcodeshop.com.
The latest revelation in alternative healing has arrived. The Healing Code Cards, a spiritual technology unlike anything else. Through the power of sacred geometry imbued with pure source energy, physical ailments can become eliminated and detoxified from your body. 36 cards specifically designed to work on the major areas of the body, encouraging natural recovery and increased vitality. Working with the cards are easy, and their healing results are profound. Download our collection of free sample cards so you can experience results for yourself. And don't forget to view our customer testimonials. Our printed Healing Code card deck is available now with shipping available worldwide. Visit our website at healingcodecards.com.
And of course, it's just a reminder that all three Healing Code card decks are available in printed edition, right? So as I've talked about before, right, here's, probably can't see it too well with the green screen, but these are the two cards in the energy deck, the positive polarity collector, the negative polarity receiver. And like I said, one of the best things I can recommend for you guys is getting the energy deck and just working with these two cards to start off, right? Again, there's a lot of other great cards in the energy deck, which I'm going to be featuring later on in future videos, as well as more mind and body deck videos to come as well too. But again, these two cards are the dynamos, right? And like I said, all you're really doing with those two cards is you're putting it on the solar plexus. Your solar plexus is the reservoir to where all your living prana is stored. It's like a battery, right? So it's kind of like hooking up a battery. It's like hooking up jumper cables, okay? And you're basically putting the negative card onto any other area of the body that is starved of prana. So the more that you are working just with those two cards, just to start off, you're going to feel amazing, right? This is also actually helping with hair regrowth a little bit as well too. I'm noticing a bit of a difference because I've put those two used those two cards, positive polarity here, negative polarity up here, and I'm seeing some new hairs growing in, so that's nice. So there's a lot of functionality with those two particular cards. So again, go to healingcodecards.com. Again, the cards are at a reduced price right now. So again, they're much more affordable. And like I said, it's a great investment because the healing potential of all three decks is phenomenal. Anyways, let's go ahead and move on here. So private sessions are available. Actually, our promo code here ended, but that's okay. So again, I am doing also tarot readings through the private sessions, the 3 questions by email, and of course the Akashic Records single and double life sessions are available. So again, go ahead and check those out on newearthteachings.com. And of course, the Kundalini and Inner Practices Stonehenge Tour is coming up here from on July 30th to August 6th next year. We got a few spots left, right? So it's really been very, very incredible. We've had a lot of signups already. So again, we're going to be looking into Stonehenge. We're going to be looking at a crop circle museum. We're going to be looking much more deeper into crop circles themselves. We're going to look into the history of Avalon, the history of King Arthur. We're going to be making contact with the Pleiadians, the Pleiades. We're also going to have a powerful Kundalini awakening experience as well too. So I'll be hosting all of this. It's going to be a wonderful experience as we go through all around the areas of Stonehenge and other surrounding areas as well too. Wonderful stays and beautiful places. And it's going to be a very magical, once-in-a-lifetime tour. So again, to register, just go to wowtours.de and you can check it out. The link is also in the video description. And then again, that is July 30th to August 6th of 2023. Another exciting announcement is I will be doing a free interview with Julia Cannon, right, daughter of Dolores Cannon. And we're going to be talking about QHHT, past life regression, and other lifetimes. And we're also going to take some questions from the live Zoom audience, from the attendees. So this is happening on Saturday, November 12th at 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern. Again, it is on Zoom. You'll find the link in video description where you can register for this free event. And it'll also be simultaneously broadcasted on my Newer Teachings YouTube channel as well, too. So I'm looking forward to speaking to Julia. I had the distinct pleasure of actually talking to Dolores Cannon as I was hosting a conference, an online conference, shortly before she transitioned. And it was great to just being able to talk to her and just kind of be like the MC of the event. So it was always a great honor. So I'm happy to talk to her daughter, Julia Cannon. And we're going to have some very interesting discussions with QHHT, past life regression, and other lifetimes. So make sure to tune into that Saturday, November 12th. Infinite Intelligence Report is going to be up this Sunday. So that's coming. I wasn't able to do it 2 weeks ago because I was traveling, but I'll have time this week to do an Infinite Intelligence Report. And of course, everything is backed up on the New Earth Teachings YouTube channel at odyssey.com/@newearthteachings. All right, so why don't we go ahead and get started with today's webcast. And hello, everybody. Good to see you all here. And what we're going to do first and foremost is we're going to do a guided meditation. So let me just go ahead and pull up my meditation screen. All right. Now, I unfortunately don't have a skies visual, but this visual will have to do. So we're going to be doing a cleaning the skies meditation. There was a request last week when I was doing Newer TV Live, where one of the attendees was talking about, well, we should do something with clearing away chemtrails in the sky. Maybe we should make a guided meditation about that, with clearing away chemtrails. And I said, yeah, that would be a great idea. What we'll also do is we'll just basically clean the entire skies, okay? So this will be great, whether you're in your area, or again, we're going to be expanding the light and just having it touch the entire sky of the earth, and just helping to clean the skies altogether. All right. So what we're going to do first and foremost is we're going to warm ourselves up, get ourselves into the low idle state by doing 10 rounds of heart rate variability breath. Okay, so this is where we're breathing in through the nose 4 seconds, breathing out through the nose for 6 seconds. So just get yourself nice and relaxed, nice and comfortable, making sure the spine is nice and straight. And go ahead now and close your eyes. And we'll begin taking a deep breath in. 1, 2, 3, 4, and out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and in. 2, 3, 4, and out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and in. 2, 3, 4, and out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and in. 2, 3, 4, and out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and in. 2, 3, 4, and out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and in. 2, 3, 4, and out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and in. 2, 3, 4, and out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and in. 2, 3, 4, and out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and in. 2, 3, 4, and out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Last one, and in. 2, 3, 4, and out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and relax. And with your eyes closed, I want you just to feel the presence of your physical body. Just be aware of the body right now. Be aware of the stillness within the body. And you can either place one hand or both hands upon the heart. Now I want you just to feel very deeply inside the heart as the heart opens up like a blossoming flower. And you're feeling all of that pure light, all of that pure love energy flowing from the heart, and just letting it fill your entire body. All of that light from Divine Spirit filling your entire body. I want you just to feel yourself now leaving your physical body, just bringing your awareness right to the skies, like you're lifting yourself up out of the body and you're just moving up higher and higher until you're touching the skies above. And you're just floating there with your astral body. I want you just to imagine as if there are chemtrails that are covering the sky as you move up higher and higher. You may even start to expand your vision, and as you look across the skies, you do see these chemtrails spraying all across the skies. And you are able to feel into those chemtrails. You're able to feel them. And you are able to detect the chemicals and the toxicities and the pollutants that they represent. And through that love energy that is now flowing through your heart, flowing through your entire body, just want you to bring yourself into transmission posture, just like this, where you have your hands at your side. And you're now just emanating all of that pure love energy from your heart, through your body, through your palms, and it is completely covering the sky. You can give this light a color if you wish, whether it's gold or blue or white, anything of that nature. But I want you just to saturate the entire skies with this pure light contained inside your heart. Just filling the entire skies with this pure heart light. And just staying in this sense of awareness, just staying in a sense of surrender as you let the spirit light take care of completely dissolving any and all harsh chemicals, toxins, and pollutants contained inside these chemtrails. And just feel your light permeating the entire sky, all of the earth. Just like you could zoom out, see the entire earth, and you see the color of your light just blanketing the entire sky, blanketing the entire atmosphere. And just staying in this transmission posture, and just letting Spirit do the work through you as you are holding space, as you are staying in your awareness, as you are surrendering. Let the infinite, divine, perfect light within you, let it do all the work. Let it take care of everything upon the skies. And just watch all of those chemtrails getting dissolved away. Watch them being completely rendered neutral. So all that remains is just the condensation trail. But there are no longer any more harsh chemicals, toxins, or pollutants contained inside that condensation trail. It is now just completely empty. It has been completely neutralized. And this is all that you do. Whenever you see chemtrails upon the sky, just bring yourself into this transmission posture as you open your heart and just shine the light upon the skies, letting Spirit take care of it all. Spirit already knows your intention. Spirit already knows what you want to do before you do. And you're just saturating the entire skies as you surrender and let the Spirit heart light within you take care of everything. And just feel that intuitive impulse within you that tells you that your work is now finished. And as you feel that intuitive impulse, just bringing your hands now back into the heart, And just feeling that open, blossomed heart with all of that light radiating throughout the entire sky, starting to now diminish. And all of that light is now returning back nice and slowly, nice and softly back into your heart, enveloping that pure spirit light back into your heart. As it returns back into your heart, the heart now starts to close itself, returning back into its normal state. And just feel your astral body now starting to come back down, returning back into the physical body. And just letting yourself ground, letting yourself return to the physical body, and just doing some gentle movements with yourself. As you slowly start to move your fingers, rotate your wrists, curl your toes, maybe gently rotate your shoulders, flutter your eyes, and just slowly starting to bring yourself back into the physical body. Knowing that all of the work that has been done, is complete, and is finished. And when you are ready, you can come back into the present moment. Okay, so welcome back, everybody. So that is the Clearing the Skies meditation. Now again, you can always go back to it and do it again and again, wherever you need to. But like I said, the entire point is the practice that you're doing. Okay, so like I said, you may just be going for a walk and all of a sudden you see a chemtrail. Maybe you want to go and find a small park to sit down in. And then again, you're just opening up your heart, letting the light flow through, doing the transmission posture, and just feeling that entire light of you blanketing the entire sky. And like I said, when you just sit back and let spirit do the work, you let the light take care of everything, and you have incredible miracles that are born through that. Okay, so this is exactly what I'm teaching you guys through the release ball method, through the abode, is just surrender and let spirit take care of it. Spirit knows what it's doing. It is infinite intelligence. When we try to use our conscious self, we try to bring our conscious personality into things, that's where there's a mess. So just hold space, be the facilitator, let out your light, saturate the skies, let spirit take care of everything. And then you will have that intuitive impulse. You will know when it's finished. Bring all the light back into yourself. Give blessings to the sky. Give blessings to the earth. Give blessings to all. Return, and you will know that the work is done. All right. So again, thank you everybody for joining me with that meditation. We're now going to go ahead and move into distance healing. Okay, so if you guys have a healing request, or if you guys want to do a healing request for somebody else, that's something you can put in the chat. If you guys do donations as well too, you will get first in line for the distance healing as well too. Then after we're finished the distance healing, then we'll move on into Q&A. So we'll probably have about 45 minutes or so for Q&A time. So I'm probably going to be taking about maybe 5 individual requests, and then we'll be going into a group healing afterwards. Okay. So let me just go ahead and check out the chat here. It's pretty quiet in the chat here today, guys. You guys aren't so talkative. Don't be afraid to open up. No one's going to bite you. Okay. So we have a request here from Martine. Martine says, I request healing to help overcome my food addiction. Okay. So Martine, yes, absolutely. We will go ahead and work with that for you. If anybody also wants to work with Martine in the background, just sending Martine love, that's completely fine as well. So Martine, what I'll get you to do is just get yourself into a nice, relaxed, comfortable posture, making sure the spine is nice and straight. Okay, we're just going to place our hands upon the center of the chest. You can go ahead and close your eyes. We're just going to take 3 deep breaths in and out. Inhale. And again. Once more. Okay, just bringing your hands now in prayer posture, putting it here in the center of the chest, letting the heart open up like a flower, letting all of that spirit light flowing to the heart come in between the palms, and just expanding the palms now as you breathe in and breathe out, letting that light permeate everything. Let it be as vast as the cosmos itself. Slowly bringing those hands back. As you're slowly bringing them back towards prayer posture, you're just saying, I completely believe that the healing that I shall receive will heal me. Okay, bringing your hands back into prayer posture, and we will begin. Okay, so Martine, just bringing all of that light back into yourself now. As you're bringing that light back in, you're just saying, God is making me better. God is making me better. God is making me better. Bringing all of that light back into the heart. So Martine, the most important thing here is that you need to, first of all, make sure that you're eating food that's not, we're not looking to eat nasty food or because it's healthier in that way. But you want to really just be a manager for your food itself. Now, the most important thing is that we're really doing something like intermittent fasting, right? So if we're doing 18 hours off or 6 hours on or 16 hours off or 8 hours on, and we may just have 2 meals. Now, also following Ayurveda, one of the best things they suggest is to actually have food in the morning and the afternoon. But as you get closer to the evening, it's good to have nothing. Because it's basically when there's daylight out, that's the best time to eat. That's for humanity to eat, is when there's daylight. Okay? When there's no daylight, don't eat. Simple as that. That's going back into Ayurvedic traditions. Okay? Even science is discovering that now as well, too. As they're doing case studies, they're discovering that people who are intermittent fasting and are just eating during the daytime are actually becoming a lot more healthier. They're losing a lot of excess weight. Their body is able to replenish and restore itself a lot better. And that, again, is basically just how we're built. We're built to basically just eat in the daytime. And, of course, it's very important about what you're eating. So, again, most important thing, the biggest culprits is the sugar, right? The sugar, the bad carbs in that way, okay? So we want to try and cut that down as well. So just eat healthy, eat well, eat organic, and really proportion yourself with the idea of eating as well too. We're also limiting insulin resistance at the same time. So that's going to help you too with managing your body, managing your weight, making sure you're eating the good food and you're doing it at right times. Okay? But a lot of that old debris has been cleared out for you. All right? So infinite blessings to you. Thank you very much. Okay, we'll move on here. Got another donation request here from Grow. Grow says, I wish some healing for my mother, Elsa, for her feet and for her head, please. Detox. Okay. So for Elsa, for Grow's mother, yes, we can certainly do that. And Grow, if you want to do some healing in the background, you certainly can for her too. So I will just be calling in Elsa's higher self to be present with me now. Okay, I can feel her presence here with me now. So I will be working with her higher self, expanding the light. I completely believe that the healing that I shall receive will heal me. And we will now begin. And just bringing all of that light now back into her heart as that's happening, saying, God is making me better. God is making me better. God is making me better. Infinite love and blessings to your mother, Elsa. Thank you, Grow. So again, her head, her feet are being worked on right now through the spirit healing power. So check up with her in the next few days. There certainly is a detoxification and purging of a lot of old debris that doesn't belong there anymore. So that will be evacuated from the body entirely. Like I said, what we're doing here, guys, is we're just reprogramming the cells through the living prana. The living prana has codes in it. And so those codes are going into the body. They're talking to the cells. They're talking to all the natural bodily systems of the body and helping to work and arrange and organize and collect all of that old debris and purge it from the body. This is how programmable your body is. When you learn to speak the language of prana, you are able to heal your body of absolutely everything. Guys, I am not exaggerating this when I'm telling you this. Okay? This is very, very true. Okay? So like what's happening with Elsa, like with the previous healing patient I've had, just being able, I forgot her name all of a sudden, but basically just being able to reprogram your living prana and work with the cells and reprogram the body and clear all that debris out. Guys, this cures everything. This cures cancer. This cures diabetes. This cures stroke. This cures heart disease. This cures everything. Okay? It's just a matter of being able to speak to your energy, to let spirit come in, to let the cells be reprogrammed, to let the cells be reorganized, to let them, in that sense, move into this intelligent program and just clearing everything out. And within a matter of days, you'll feel better. Okay? The most important thing that you guys need to do is just surrender and go along with the flow. As long as you continue to flow in that way, you're going to be good. But if you kink the hose and if you kink the chain, that's where there's problems. Oh, what if this doesn't work? What if it doesn't happen? What if a week passes and I'm not better? What if? So well, that's not going to help you heal, right? If you have any doubt that is sabotaging you whatsoever, that's not going to help you to heal, okay? When you are moving into healing, so all I'm teaching you guys to do here is to be your own healer, right? When you're moving into healing and when you are completely behind yourself, you're going to do incredible things, right? It's about trusting yourself. Who else are you going to trust? There's nobody else to trust. Don't trust me. Doesn't matter about that. I'm just a reflection of you anyways, right? Trust yourself. You're the only one here. So do this work, watch the changes take place, and you're going to feel amazing, right? It's just learning how to manage ourselves. That's the most important thing, all right? So again, thank you, Grow, for that. And Martine, that was the other person. Martine, thank you very much. And Grow, thank you very much. Okay, let me just go down the list here a bit more. Okay. Okay, this one here is for Oscar. Oscar says, Oscar Ferrari. Love the last name. Oscar says, healing request from my relationship with my parents. Okay, so Oscar, certainly we will do that. So it's basically just working with reprogramming thought and clearing away all the old tendencies, transcending them completely. Okay, so we will do that for you now, Oscar. So Oscar, just go ahead and be with me here for the moment. Let's take a deep breath in and out. And again. One more time. Placing your hands in prayer posture, feeling the heart opening up like a flower. Letting all of that heart light flowing into your hands. Slowly moving the hands out as you breathe in and breathe out. Letting all of that light permeate the entire cosmos. And just slowly bringing the hands back in, and as you're doing that, saying, I completely believe that the healing that I shall receive will heal me. Okay, we'll go ahead now and we'll begin. Okay, Oscar, just extending your hands out now, bringing all of that light back into yourself. As you're doing this, just saying the words, God is making me better. God is making me better. God is making me better. Bringing all of that light back into the heart. Infinite love and blessings to you. So again, it just all comes down to surrendering, to releasing, to going free, to being liberated, letting go of all those tendencies surrounding your parents, because that's nothing but mind programs. Mind programs are finite, they are limited, they are temporary, and they are impermanent. So again, this is where we get baited into the mind, thinking that as soon as we think this, oh my God, I'm going to think like this for the rest of my life. I want you to try and hold on to a thought right now. Okay? Try to think of your favorite food right now. I want you just to pull up that thought, and I want you to hold that thought right in front of you right now. I want you to see how long you can hold that thought for, without your mind wavering, without your mind getting distracted, without your mind going off to something else. Just holding that thought. This is my favorite food item. Okay, and I bet after a few seconds you're going to be thinking of something else. You're going to be thinking of another vantage point. You're going to be thinking of something else that's going to come together, that's going to distract you. Well, guys, that's proving to yourself that thoughts are impermanent, that they only last about this long and then they're gone. So, why do we feel like we hold on to these patterns when we know that even if we're trying to hold on to them, things will just start to come in? You'll start getting distractions, you'll start getting these other sparkling of thoughts at the same time, and your mind is going to shift somewhere else. right? So this is letting you know every single thought that you have, even every single thought that you have identified to yourself, is just some temporary, impermanent thing that comes and goes. So Oscar, when you have these problems with your parents, with the idea of your relationship with them, that relationship is done because of the thought patterns that you have surrounding your parents. So what happens when you completely surrender and let go of all those thought patterns? You're a clean slate, which means rather than seeing all this colorful noise representing these different thoughts surrounding your parents, all of those things now disappear because you've surrendered to them and you've released them. And now there's transparency. And where there's transparency, everything changes. Those old patterns that were being brought into your life because of your instituting of those thoughts are no longer there. They just wash away like water. Now all that remains is harmony. And that is how we get instantaneous change that we call miracles. Miracles are the natural effect that comes together when everything is brought back into harmony. When you follow harmony, miracles become that effect. Okay? So miracles are an effect, guys. They're not a cause. Okay? It's the effect. It's you seeing yourself coming back into harmony. It's like you holding on to something so much, and then when you finally let it go, and the entire environment around you just completely changes because you've let go of that heavy rope. You've let go of that heavy weight, and then you've dropped it. So, okay, I'm letting this go. And now your entire reality shifts. It's like a Rubik's Cube. Okay? So just like I'm teaching you guys with the release ball method, right, where you're putting everything into a ball, you're surrendering, you're letting it go, you release it, you check in. Does this problem still exist within me? Nope, it's completely gone. Great. Now you'll watch the Rubik's Cube of your reality shift. You're seeing relationships getting better. Through the days that pass, you're seeing your body getting better. Through the days that pass, you see your vitality coming back. Through the days that pass, you no longer see these old tendencies that was eating you alive, and they're now gone. This is what I'm teaching you guys. But you have to keep doing the work, because we've got a lot of tendencies to release. Okay? So that's just a simple reminder for you guys. Make sure you're doing the work, and you have to do it again and again and again, because there's so many tendencies, so many conflicts, so many traumas that we have stored within ourselves. And unless you're willing to do the work, you're going to stay with them. If you don't do this type of work, you're never going to be able to get rid of those tendencies. I don't care what you do. I don't care what type of externality you use. It's not going to work. It has to come through you. Okay? So thank you, Oscar, for your request. Okay, let's go down. We're going to take 2 more people. All right. Okay, this one here is for Mia. Mia says, request for my friend Gitan. She has a wound on her chest that does not want to heal. Okay. So it almost feels like kind of like an open laceration in that way. So yes, we'll go ahead and we'll start clearing away the cords that are contained inside that wound. But it might be good for her to see somebody as well too that can maybe do a bandage job in the best way that they can. I've worked with people in that sense who have just an open gaping wound. A lot of it is basically a type of self-infliction in that way. And a lot of it is a manifestation. Okay, so really it's just about being able to cut the cords and see if that wound can be closing. But like I said, I would say just try not to keep that wound open. Do your best to try and close it through physical assistance at the same time. Okay, but I'll certainly work with Gitan here. Okay, so I'm just going to be calling in Gitan's higher self just to be present with me now here. Okay, Gitan's higher self is with me. Bringing in the light, expanding that light, making it as vast as the cosmos itself. I completely believe that the healing that I shall receive will heal me. And we'll begin. Okay, so just bringing all of that light back in. God is making me better. God is making me better. God is making me better. Bring all of that light back into the heart. Okay, so Mia, for your friend Gatan, a lot of this was, again, self-blame, self-ridicule, self-hurt. Feels like she's been through a lot of heartache, a lot of heaviness, right? Maybe some traumas that have been happening to her, a lot of heavy conflict, and that has been, in that sense, a manifestation of maybe a heart wound, okay, something very, very deep, but that certainly is a manifestation. The good news is we're able to shrink a lot of that down and bring all of the balance back into her chest. So just have her to keep you in touch about how she's doing over the next few days. And if you guys see some progress, maybe over the next 7 to 14 days, feel free to drop me an email. Okay? Thank you very much. Okay, we're going to take one more person, then we're going to do a group healing, then we're going to get right into Q&A. Okay, let's see here. Okay. So I'll do self-love based here. Can I get help with fears, phobia, and fear of heights? Okay, so self-love based. Yes, we can certainly do that for you. So I'll just refer to you as self-love. That's okay, if that's all right. So self-love, I want you just to join me here, bringing your hands upon the center of your chest. Take a deep breath in and out. And again. One more time. And just letting yourself relax, bringing your hands into prayer posture, feeling your heart opening up, letting all of that love flow into your hands, expanding the hands out as you breathe in and breathe out, letting that light permeate the entire cosmos. It is your love, your trust, your faith. Bringing those hands back slowly, as you're slowly bringing them back towards prayer posture, saying again to yourself, I completely believe that the healing that I shall receive will heal me. Okay. And just bringing your hands now back into the center. We'll go ahead and help you out with those phobias now. We will begin. Okay, so self-love, just go ahead and bring your hands out, returning all that love, that light back into yourself, saying, God is making me better, God is making me better, God is making me better, putting that back into your heart. Infinite love and blessings. Namaskar. Okay, so again, it's very much the same thing as when, again, we're looking at relationships with parents, right? So we're clearing away all of those old tendencies. That's all we're doing here. Self-love. Okay, so again, work with the release ball method. It's one of the best methods to just clear away everything, stay in your awareness, and let everything be released that doesn't belong. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, guys, we're now going to go ahead and move on into group healing, and then we're going to get into Q&A. Okay, so if you guys have questions, go ahead and get ready to put them into the live chat, just making sure that your questions are semi-personal or general in nature. No personal private questions. Okay, that's for private sessions. All right, so group healing time. So, guys, for those of you who want to join me, just go ahead and just take a moment to get yourself relaxed, keep the spine nice and straight. And just doing a body scan of yourself right now, seeing how your physical body feels. Are there any physical aches? Is there any emotional issues? Any mental blocks that you're noticing that you are now ready to let go of, that you're ready to relinquish from yourself? And all I want you to do is I want you just to gather whatever that block or conflict or pain is right at the center of your chest. Just imagine like you're extracting that conflict, like it's inside this soap bubble, and you're just seeing kind of a murky black mist contained inside that soap bubble. Okay, this represents the conflict that you want to clear away for this healing. Now, if you want to dedicate this healing to somebody else, I want you just to think of them right now. And I want you to be aware of what it is that they're going through. And I want you just to see that ball with them as well, too, where you see that blacky mist inside that soap bubble. Okay, and you're seeing it in front of them as well too. So healing will go to you, but it will also go to them at the same time. All I want you to do is just to be observing of that ball that's directly in front of you and just bringing your awareness there. Okay, so we will go ahead now, bringing your hands into prayer posture, feeling your heart open up. Feel all that heart light coming in between your palms, expanding the light out. Let it permeate the entire cosmos. Bringing the hands slowly back. I completely believe that the healing that I shall receive will heal me. If it's for somebody else, you're saying, I completely believe that the healing that they shall receive will heal them. Okay, we will now go ahead and we will begin. Okay, guys, I'm going to count backwards from 5 to 1. When I reach 1, I want you all just to snap your fingers and release everything that's inside that ball that's directly in front of you. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, snap your fingers and release. Okay, and just being aware of that ball right now, is it completely empty? Okay, if it is, congratulations. You can pop the ball, you can release the ball will disappear. There's a little bit of debris that's inside that ball. All I want you to do right now is I want you just to be aware of that debris. And I want you to surrender to it completely. Everything that that debris represents, I want you to surrender to it, to let it go completely. Just like it's a barometer, right? Or a thermometer as well too. And it's like you're just seeing it getting lesser and lesser and lesser, like it's on a scale. And when you see that scale go right down to 0, that's indicating that you're completely surrendering to it. And I just want you to snap your fingers again. Okay. So once you're down to 0 on that scale, that imaginary scale of yours, snap your fingers, watch it disappear. Okay. So the more that you surrender, the more that the entirety of whatever that is inside the ball will vanish. Okay. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Infinite love and blessings to everybody. Much love to you guys. Thank you very much. Okay. All right. That felt great. That was wonderful. I'm getting high off all this healing. Always feels great for me. So, some people have asked me in the past, well, Brad, do you ever get tired? Do you get exhausted after doing all this healing work with people? I'm like, no, I don't. I would get exhausted if I'm pushing a lot of my own personal vital energy towards somebody. When I first started healing, that's what I did. I actually remember the very first time I did healing. I was excruciatingly pushing all of my vital energy into a person. It was over the phone. And I kept asking, do you feel anything? Do you feel anything? He's like, no, I don't feel anything. I don't feel anything. What? What's going on? What's going on? That's before I was educated. Right? It was just when I was first cutting my teeth, being very green in regards to my spiritual journey. And that's what I thought I had to do. I had to push and push and push my vital energy into people. So I'm like, oh, come on, right? And then that would make them so much better. I'm like, okay. And like I'm almost out of breath on the phone. Are you feeling better? Did that help you? No. Crap. What am I doing wrong? Okay. And that was even before I was channeling as well too. And so when I started channeling, when I started talking to Adronis, when I started getting all of that guidance, I was able to realize exactly what I was doing wrong. And I was pushing all of my vital energy into people. And you never, ever do that. That exhausts the heck out of you. What it also does is it takes your tendencies and it puts it into that person. So it's kind of like you're just adding more fuel to the fire. If they are distraught and if they are weakened and if they're fragile, well, then you're just putting more of that stuff into them as well too. So you want to make sure that you're not ever dispersing your own vital energy into a person. It's dangerous, it's unwise, it's unhealthy for you, and it's unhealthy for them. So this is why, again, it's just all about surrender. We just stay in surrender. We let Spirit do the work, right? It's very much like what Jesus said, it is not I, but the Father that worketh through me, right? It's exactly what's happening here, all right? So again, thank you to all requests and volunteers. So, and like I said, you guys can do that again at the recording as well too, anytime, not just through this video, but any of my videos as well too on North TV Live, where you've seen me do distance healing. You can continue to do it on recording. Everything is here and now, and it will always help you. All right. Okay, so let's go into Q&A time, guys. It's now time for question and answers. So we'll go into live chat. Hello, everybody. Good to see you. So I had a question here from Lisa Scott at the very top of the chat. So let me just go ahead and move my microphone aside. So some of these questions I'll be doing through tarot. Some I'll be doing through higher self-transmission. Okay, just depends on whatever comes through. So Lisa here at the top of the chat said, hi Brad, any insights as to when the nurses will be hired back? And also when the USA will allow jabbed people in. So I think you mean unvaccinated people. Okay. Well, I can answer your second question right away because I looked at that the other day. Probably around December or January, okay? Most likely January, we'll probably have that. Now, Canada, since October, has dropped everything, right? So, for example, Americans are able to come up to Canada who are unvaccinated, and there's no problem with that. Unfortunately, Canadians can't do it the same with Americans, right? And so if you're unvaxxed, still going to be a bit of a hassle at the border. But for when I'm getting around the time of December or January, I would feel, for the idea of unvaccinated people, would be able to come into the United States. Okay, so around December, January, a lot of stuff is being taken down. A lot of the dark cabal has been holding on to the United States, right? A lot of them have been getting cleansed out of their positions, but there's still some remnants of that in the U.S. U.S. is very much a stronghold. Okay, but like it's like I've said in the past as well too. The USA is one of the last holdout countries for the scamdemic. Okay, so they're one of the last ones to change, unfortunately. I'm very happy that Canada certainly changed before they did. But it shouldn't be too much longer, around December, around January, because I was doing a reading on this yesterday. Okay, so let's take a look at your question, Lisa, about the nurses, and will the nurses be hired back? Okay, so I'll look at the tarot for that. And I have commented on this before, but we'll do an update on it. We'll see what is happening with the nurses. I have a new announcement I'm going to be doing for you guys as well, too. I'm going to be doing a new tarot webcast, okay? That's just completely question and answer, okay? It's not New Earth Insights, but it is going to be coming back on Thursday, okay? It's going to be referred to as New Earth Tarot, okay? So this is going to be a new debuting webcast. I should have put this on the announcements today, but I forgot to. I'm going to be doing this after I get back from Mexico. Okay, so I'll be getting back from Mexico on the 22nd. So on November 24th, there will be a new live stream that will be coming. It'll just be about an hour long. Okay, and it's going to be called New Earth Tarot. Okay, so everything I do in that question and answer period will be done by tarot, or it will be done by higher self transmission as well too, but mostly through tarot. And we'll be going through some questions as well too. So tune into that. That's taking the place of New Earth Insights. Okay, and it's going to be called New Earth Tarot. So that'll be happening on November 21st. Dyslexia here. November 24th at 11 a.m. Pacific, 1 hour long each week. Okay, so that's a brand new webcast, live broadcast that's going to be coming. So make sure you guys are tuning into that. It's all Q&A, it's tarot, and it's higher self transmission. Okay, and you guys can ask any questions you like, just not personal questions. Okay, so get ready for that. November 24th at 11 a.m. Pacific. Okay, so anyways, let's go to the question here about the nurses, when they'll be hired back. And I say, well, we'll talk about the United States because every country is different, but we'll talk about the USA right now for nurses. Okay. Well, there are certainly plans for it happening. The problem is here behind the scenes is there's still a lot of sabotage. There's still a lot of these, dark cabal members, so to speak. There's just a lot of this contamination that's trying to prevent that from happening. Okay, basically I would say that once the restrictions are pretty much done in the United States, that's exactly when nurses will be able to go back. Okay, whether you're vaccinated or unvaccinated, this will not be a problem. So again, right now there's been some emotional tides surrounding the entire nurse and medical profession as well too. But new ideas are now starting to come into the light. Okay, we are moving in the right direction. This is great. Okay, so you're moving into the right direction. People are standing up. The collective is coming together and saying that yes, the medical establishment itself is going to be completely overhauled, but there's still a lot of sabotage behind the scenes. Okay, there's still a lot of puppet masters that are still pulling some strings, but they're not going to last much longer. So like I said, probably around January or so, we're going to see, when we see the mandates coming to an end, everything is going to be restored in a new way. Okay, it's not back to the old again. It's restoring ourselves into the new. 2023 is really going to represent a year of reset, a year of reflection, a year of introspection as well too, about everything that's happened, right? So there's going to be accountability that's going to be happening here. Not just for the United States, but for everywhere. Okay, every single country that has been affected by, I would say this entire COVID thing has been the greatest criminal operation ever. It's been the greatest criminal operation that has ever existed. And it's not going to go without consequences, right? Whenever you violate the natural laws, that's why there's counterforces. This is why I talk about the counterforce. Okay, so here's the force that's trying to wreak havoc and try to pull everything apart. And for when a force is doing that, the counterforce comes in. A counterforce is only created when something is out of harmony. Here's harmony trying to bring everything back. Here's the force that's trying to wreak havoc. The counterforce will come in and it'll just start shrinking that and completely absorbing it until the true force returns. Okay, that's why I call the opposite side of the Dark Cabal faction the counterforces. Okay, I'm not saying they're white hats. Okay, they are much more gray in that way because they will go to extreme measures just like the Dark Cabal will. Okay, and so this is it. It's kind of like a dark cloud, and here's a much bigger cloud, and it's just coming in and it's just absorbing that debris. It's absorbing everything that represents that blight, that contamination. Okay, so that's what's happening right now. This is why the counter forces are overwhelming the Dark Cabal. There's very small percentage of the Dark Cabal that's actually left. So many of their leaders have been apprehended. So many of their leaders have been processed, taken out of the picture altogether. Okay, but there's still a little bit of remnants here, particularly within the United States. But I would say they're pretty much being overwhelmed right now, and so they're trying to hold on by a thread. But everything is basically pushing and pushing and pushing. And like I said, they already have these plans together as well too. So I'd say as soon as we see the restrictions drop completely within the United States, very shortly afterwards, we will see nurses and the medical establishment returning to work, but in a completely renewed way. Okay, so Lisa, thank you for your question. Okay, Rebecca Boubet, 11. Oh, what are you guys doing to me here? I'll just say Rebecca. No, any insights in the month of November? So let's take a look at the world. Let's take a look globally about what is happening here in November of 2022. Okay, so look into that reflection now through the cards. Okay, what can be shared regarding the momentum of energies for the entire planet for November of 2022? What are we looking forward to here? Okay, well, this is representing the past. This is what we've gone through. We've gone through a very, very heavy time. We've seen a lot of defeat, but the good news is a lot of this defeat is actually going towards the old empire, right? The old regime. And I would say that this is really what's speaking out to me right now, is that the old routine is basically seeing all of their old fortifications falling away. Everything that they have once seized, everything that they have once grasped, everything that they have tried to build foundations on, their foundations are tumbling down. Now, I know it certainly has been a very hard time for many other people, but the good news is this is what's completely quelling everything pertaining to the old regime, right? They are falling apart. Presently, like I said, we're seeing dismantling taking place. We're seeing these things starting to fall apart, but we have to remember that there's all this abundance behind us. So even though we're seeing this stuff here, and so, oh my God, that feels disheartening, that feels horrible, there's all this stuff that we're not seeing that is actually quite beneficial, right? That's the whole meaning of this card. We're too caught up with these two spilt cups. Oh my God, this is happening. The news is saying this, or mainstream media is saying that, or there's this report here. Oh my God, it looks so chaotic, etc., etc. But we are forgetting about these three cups, okay? You got to remember about these three cups, because guess what? You have more cups that are still standing rather than the two cups that aren't, okay? And that's very important to understand. Yes, things are being taken down. Things are changing. Things are intense. Things are insane in that way, in many different ways. But again, if we're just looking in front of the scenes, you're not seeing the whole picture. You cannot see the forest for the trees, right? You have to look behind you. You have to look all around and see the bigger picture here, because we're seeing a complete and total takedown of the old way of things. We are not going back to it. Everything is being renewed. Not a single stone is being left unturned, okay? So this is letting you know that there are bright times ahead, okay? There's great abundance coming together. Like I said, there's a new financial system that's going to be rolling out here very soon. There's going to be new structures. There's going to be new fortifications taking place upon the planet that is going to be much more complementary to the human race. There's going to be new technologies that are going to be coming out. There'll be new forms of transportation that's going to be coming out. There'll be new inventions coming together that's going to, again, work much more in equilibrium with the earth, not trying to pollute her, not trying to contaminate her, right? But working much more with clean energy. I won't say free energy, but clean energy, because you probably still have to pay for it, but it's going to be clean energy. Okay, so new innovations, new abundance, new value coming together, all right? Some surprises in the background. So it's kind of relating to this card at the same time. So even though we're seeing some things here, well, look, we got some big surprises coming. We're getting something that you would not expect that is really going to turn things around. So we may see, again, new transitional leadership, new leaders coming together that are actually starting to do good work, right? But like I said, it's still part of the narrative, really. But it's all just part and parcel of new transformations taking place altogether. So again, that's really what this represents here. So we're seeing some new surprises, new innovations, new ideas coming together. We're starting to see, again, the water starting to come in. We're seeing the blue sky here, so this is clarity. There's clarity starting to come together. Near future, so this could be around the end of November. We may have a big announcement, okay? Depends where you are, because it's a global reading, okay? So I can't speak for every single country, but this is something very big that's going to, could impact the entire planet. some new innovations, some new transformations. I don't think it's something that you just turn on your TV and all of a sudden you see. It's something that you're witnessing just all around you, right? You're seeing those changes taking place. So that's the momentum of energies I'm feeling for the month of November, okay? So when I do New Earth Tarot on the 24th, we'll have a lot more weekly updates about how things are going momentum-wise, all right? So again, a lot of exciting things to look forward to. And I know a lot of people have missed New Earth Insights, right? But I cleared that away because, frankly, it just wasn't the right fit, right? To do New Earth Insights in the way that I was doing it. So this is why I'm kind of doing a new rendition of New Earth Tarot, okay? And so I'm looking forward to that. So New Earth Tarot and New Earth Higher Self transmissions, they'll be coming together. And a 1-hour show. So I'm looking forward to debuting that with you guys. It's going to be very exciting. And that'll be up every week, every Thursday at 11 a.m. Pacific time for 1 hour. All right, let's go down the list here a bit more. Hello, everybody. Good to see where everybody is from. Thank you for that. Okay, I just got a contribution here from Sunflower. Sunflower, thank you very much. G'day, Brad. Thank you for the healing. There is a council setting up outside the corrupt one in Australia. Could you please look into its success? A council, okay. Okay, well, we'll take a look at that. I'm not too sure what council you're referring to. I'm not too sure if I had this question in the past. Is it some sort of people's council or something like that? I'll see what the cards say as I just look into the council that you're referring to, Sunflower. Okay, we'll see what's being shared here. So a council that is being set up outside corrupt Australia. Okay, and see if there's a success that will come to this new council that is being set up to which Sunflower is referring to. Okay, and let's see what that represents here. So again, guys, reminder that if you donate, you become first in line when you ask a question. Okay, so all donators will get first in line if they want to ask questions alongside their donation. So thank you again, donators. Okay, let's take a look at this council. Okay, so it looks like this council may have had some sabotage in front of it at the time. So the past, it feels like this council has been made because people do want to stand up. They want to take a stand, okay? But it feels like there's a bit of a dumpster fire with this council, maybe in front of the scenes, okay? It may just need to tighten down the screws, tighten down the bolts. The nuts and bolts need to be tightened here a little bit more because there may be, again, some sabotage taking place. And this is what happens, unfortunately, guys, with a lot of people that try to create organizations, councils, movements, or anything in that way. They basically get taken down from the inside. It's a tactic, okay? So councils have to be run in a very, very certain way. They have to be a little bit more discerning. They need to be a little more kind of tighter with the idea of what they're looking to try to do, okay? But again, there's saboteurs that comes together with that. The good news is that whatever this council is that you're referring to, Sunflower, it looks like it could be moving into a very good direction, okay? I think it has promise to it. Maybe it will have some type of people-based jurisdiction or community jurisdiction in that way. But it might need some more support. I think it needs some extra support right now. It just kind of feels like it's not giving itself enough room to expand yet, okay? So I think it's a new idea, but it needs more support, right? It just feels like the walls aren't quite closing. It feels like, again, there's that contamination in there, right? So again, these two particular cards work with each other, okay? So there's a bit of a dumpster fire here. There needs to be better organization. There needs to be better, I guess you could say, policing of the entire organization. So it's not going into sabotage, so it's not trying to be dismantled from within, okay? But in the near future, it feels like they will move into something quite good, okay? So it looks like in that sense that they will represent some type of organizational justice. Maybe they'll speak for the people in that way. So I think their future is quite bright. But right now they just have a lot of kinks to get out of. They have to tighten up those nuts and bolts, okay? They have to look inside the heart of their council and see that if there is corruption there, that it needs to be weeded out, okay? So again, it feels like there's a good promise with them. It feels like success could happen for them in the near future, but a lot of help they need. All right. Thank you very much, Sunflower. Blessings to you. And thanks for the donation. Okay. So I'm just going down the list here a bit more. Okay, this one here is from Lori Jean. Lori says, do you see a shutdown of the United States elections? Okay, so will the United States elections be shut down? Let's take a look. I think there may be some tie-ins in the background. I think there is attempting to be some sabotage. This is the background card here. So I do feel like they are trying to maybe try to shut it down, but I don't feel that that's going to work. I think that the elections are going to go ahead. Okay, so even though they're trying to mess around with things in the back, like I said, it's just the last remnants of those dark cabals doing it, right? But it feels like peace is going to be restored. So it looks like the whole idea of what they're trying to do, because something was not well, won't succeed, right? So it does look like the elections will go forward. Of course, I know that's the last thing they want, because this is going to bring about significant change, and here's the near future, okay? So whatever the elections are going to bring, whatever happens, because I'm not going to tell you guys what happens, you have to kind of find out, but whatever happens is going to be something really, really good, something very successful, something that basically brings about a brightness, a big change of transformation taking place here, okay? So we're getting the World card here at the end, so that's representing closure. It's representing conclusions of a corrupt era, of a corrupt agenda, okay? So all of that is being weeded out, but there certainly is, again, a lot of confinement, a lot of restriction happening behind the scenes. They're still trying to do it. They're trying to create sabotage, but I do not feel that they're going to succeed. So I think the elections will still go forward, okay? Thank you for your question. All right, let's move on. Okay, this one here is from Charmaine Gorman. Charmaine says, hello, Brad. Was Nancy Pelosi really arrested yesterday, or just the movie? I love how you say just the movie. All right. Well, let's take a look at that. Let's take a look at Miss P. I guess we'll refer to her as Miss P. And see what happened with her. The real Nancy Pelosi has been gone for quite some time, guys. That is not the real Nancy Pelosi that you're looking at, okay? That's not the real Miss P, okay? So she's been swapped out. And this has happened quite some time ago. This is what the past card is telling me. That's not the real Nancy P that you're looking at, okay? That's nothing but a double. That's nothing but an actor, okay? So, yes, pretty much she's been out of the equation for quite some time. She's no longer there, so that's a confirmation that she's completely gone. All right, she's completely out of the picture. She never really had a role to begin with. It was just all part of the narrative, right? So it is the life movie that you guys are seeing. And it looks like there's going to be some great things coming together with her gone, okay? So she's basically, like I said, she's been out of the picture for quite some time. There's just been a double in her place. But it looks like that double is getting out of the picture right now. Something new is about to spring forward. And there's a rebalancing taking place. So I think we're going to see substitutions taking place from her position, okay? And really good times ahead. When she's completely out of the picture, her double is out of the picture, okay? So it looks like something really, really good is going to take her position, take her place. So yeah, she's pretty much gone out of the whole thing, but she's been gone for a while, okay? The original one has been gone for quite some time. Same thing goes with quite a few of the other big heads. I'm not going to name names, okay? But, you know, a lot of the big corruptors that we pretty much know that have been in the mainstream, they've all been replaced, okay? So they've been replaced for quite some time, but they have doubles that are trying to do it to try to pick up slack. But like I said, it's just all part of the movie. It's all part of the narrative, right? But yeah, she's completely out of the picture now. So good question. Thank you, Charmaine. All right, let's move on. Okay. So just give me a moment here, guys. I'm just looking through some of the questions. Okay, here's one from Nancy Amethyst. Nancy Amethyst says, are they going to succeed in power outages in the UK? So let's take a look. So I guess apparently they're trying to do power outages. Well, that would kind of fit the narrative, I think, but let's take a look and see what we find here. So will they succeed? Will the cabal, I guess you could say, will they succeed with power outages in the UK? Yeah, I'm thinking no, they won't, but we'll see what the cards say here. Not from what I'm seeing here. Doesn't look like it. Okay, they're prepared. Okay, so they know that this was a plan that they were trying to do, but it looks like there's backup systems or something like that. So if there's power outages, it'll be very, very small. But it looks like there's backup systems. It looks like there's something that's ready to roll out. This is again representing the past. So it's kind of like saying, just don't worry about it, guys. This is going to be taken care of, right? Their entire attempt to try and squeeze as much energy, as much money out of people regarding energy is going to flop, right? And they're just basically trying to threaten to shut down the entire grid. But it looks like a lot of the counter forces have control of the grid, okay? So it's kind of like, all right, well, go ahead. You can go ahead and try and flip the switch. We'll see what happens, okay? And it's going to be very positive, okay? Power is going to stay on. So again, even if they try to do that, it's not going to work, right? So there's obviously been a lot of threats and decision and wondering, oh my God, is this going to happen? Are we going to lose power? Are they going to try and take down the grid with the UK or in other areas of Europe? But from what I'm getting here, no. Looks like the outcome here is going to be quite positive. It's an initial phase into something better, okay? So a lot of the counter forces are getting control of the grids, the electrical grids within the UK. So there certainly has been threats, and that's correct. But again, it's not going to lead them anywhere, right? I would say the counter forces have a lot of control over the energy grids, particularly within the UK. Okay, so it's going to work out for the best. And I think we'll be seeing an end to all that energy crisis here very soon with the UK. So it could be this month, could be next month, could even just be the start of the early part of the year. The card I had there was just for the next couple of months. So we'll start seeing some things probably moving up into the beginning of the year. Okay. Thank you very much for your question. All right. Okay, Karina, you said you had a donation, so let me see if I can find your donation. Karina. Okay. Well, Karina, I see your donation, but I just don't see your question. I see you donated 50 SEK, so thank you. But I don't see words there with it. So Karina, if you're still here, can you just post your question down here at the bottom of the chat? Okay. So I'm just paging Karina right now. If you can just post your question at the bottom of the chat, when I see it, I'll look into it. Okay. Yeah, because Karina, I see your donation. I just didn't see a question with your donation. Okay, so I'll just give you a minute, Karina, if you're still here. If you can hear me, just go ahead and put your question down below, and I'll try and get to you. Okay, but thank you for the donation. Okay, this one here is from Sonia. Sonia says, will we get a better government after this election that just happened? Well, I pretty much just looked into that. Okay, yes, as I was saying from the reading, things are going to be getting a lot better. Okay, it would not surprise me. I cannot guarantee it. Okay, but it would not surprise me if Trump's back in office by next year. Okay, I can't 100% guarantee that, but I think he may get back in, and he may have another interesting vice president with him as well too. So it's very likely, not 100%. It's quite likely I think he'll be getting back in office. Okay, so it looks like some things are going to be shifting tremendously here very, very soon. But yes, whatever this outcome is pertaining to the U.S. election, it's going to lead into some big significant changes that are going to be very, very positive in the long run, right? Even if it is from some Yahoo who is still, who used to be in bed with the corrupt, they still have to play ball with the counter forces. So we'll see. I can't 100% say that it will be Mr. T. It could be, but it could also be somebody else. We'll just have to see. Whatever the outcome is, it's going to be very positive though. Okay. Okay. Yeah, Karina, okay. Question, if I put a photo on the healing code card, this is from Karina. If I put a photo on the healing code card, do I have to ask the person to do this? Thank you. Well, here's the thing, guys. When it comes to physical toxins in the body, no. Okay. If you're just doing a physical healing on the person, you don't need to ask permission. Okay. But if you're basically looking to clear away emotional, mental problems with them, yes, that is where I would recommend that we do some permission work. Okay. So again, if you're working with the healing code cards, right, here's an example. If I have a card right here, I have an image right here. I'm putting that image face down on the image of the card here, okay? And I'm just letting that be, and that instantly goes to work on the person, okay? It doesn't matter the age of the person, right? If this was taken 10 or 20 years ago, it'll still work. It's their hologram, okay? That's their hologram, that's their imprint. So it will still go to them, okay? So as far as physical problems go, this is why I say it's okay to use the biotoxin eliminator, okay? So if you know some people who have been vaxxed and you want to help clear a lot of that toxins away, all that is just clearing away the bodily toxins. So you don't have to ask permission for that. It's just if we're working with a person on an emotional and mental level, then that's a good thing to do, to ask permission first, okay? So Karina, thank you for your question. Glad you got back to me. All right, let's go through the list here again a bit more. Okay, this one here is from EP. EP says, will Daniel Smith from Alberta influence other politicians to speak out? She apologized to the unvaxxed. Okay, let me see. I think I had another donation too. I'll have to look at that in a second. So Daniel Smith from Alberta influences other politicians to speak out. She apologized to the unvaxxed. Oh, will Daniel Smith from Alberta influence other politicians to speak out? She apologized to the unvaxxed. Okay, I see what you're saying. So let's take a look and see if Daniel Smith will do that. I would say there really isn't even a need to encourage other politicians because they're already going to be speaking out, right? There's been a lot of work behind the scenes of politicians behind closed doors just talking to each other and saying, none of this is right. We need to take a stand. We need to talk about this. So basically a lot of the premiers that are already here in Canada have already started to speak out their grotesque, I would say their detesting grotesque nature of what's been happening here with COVID, okay? So they've been speaking out about the grotesque nature of it. They've been really showing that. So this again is representing an authority card. So a lot of them are speaking out. They hold the same kind of feelings in that way. So again, it's kind of a surprise. It's saying, yep, hold on to your hats. It looks like there's going to be some big surprises. So this would confirm your answer right here, EP. Yes. Okay. So there's convincing taking apart, but like I said, it's all just a part of the narrative, right? And as this happens, like we're seeing some really good momentum here coming into 2023. Okay, so yes, there's going to be people. This also represents the idea of coming together. Okay, so there's going to be like a conglomerate. There's going to be a group that's going to come together, and there's going to be, like I said, demand for accountability. Pharmaceutical companies are going to be held responsible. Corporations that have gone along with this are going to be held responsible. Doctors, lawyers, everything, right, are coming together to basically hold all of those who have tried to keep the world hostage for the past 2.5 years, all going to be held accountable, right? Pfizer is not going to get away with this, right? There's going to be a lot of different things that are going to come to the surface and bubble to the surface, right? A lot of different pharmaceutical companies that have been supporting this agenda are going to have to answer for this. The entire pharmaceutical organization is going to be restructured. Like I said, guys, not a single stone is being unturned here. Every stone is being turned. Everything is going to be scrutinized. Everything is going to be looked at. Nothing is going to be left in the dark. That's the wonderful thing about 2023, because 2023 is an introspection year. It is a year of reset. It is a year of analysis. It is a year of reflection, right? We're looking back at all this stuff and say, wait a minute, what the hell has been going on here? And we're going to get answers, and we're going to get accountability. We are going to hold people responsible, and we are going to flush those people out of any particular form of leadership roles so that people like that never get into power again. And we're going to really analyze these companies. We're going to find out who a lot of the string pullers are, and we're going to root them out too, right? It's a complete and total enema flushing of this planet, with everybody who has been corrupt and the string pullers and everything like that. They're all going down. Okay? That's what 2023 represents. It's going to be very exciting. Okay, let's go down a bit more. Let's see if I found another donation. Oh, this is from ESX. Thank you very much. Thank you, ESX. Okay. So here's one from Sensei. Sensei says, question, is there going to be a worldwide lockdown due that's relating to source that's going to awaken the masses? No, but nonetheless, I'll look in the cards for it for you, okay? But I'm not getting that at all. Guys, we're past lockdowns, okay? I've pretty much talked about that in a previous video as well. We're pretty much done with lockdowns. I think that was in the Transmissions of the Higher Self video, or no, it was the signpost episode, okay? That's not repeating, guys. Lockdowns really are a thing of the past now. We're just getting out of the ones that are currently here. After that, lockdowns will not be happening anymore, okay? But let me see what the cards say about that. Any worldwide lockdowns due to happen here? Okay. So everything that represented lockdown, guys, was through the devil, was through the dark cabal. Now, what happens when the dark cabal isn't here anymore? Things switch, okay? So the whole idea of lockdowns in that sense was a dark cabal ploy, okay? Now again, there's the feelings of, like I said, this was the effect of lockdown here taking place all together. But where we're going here is group support. What we're doing here is people are coming together, right? So there still is already threats of lockdowns. There already still are countries that are in lockdown, right? Lockdown is still happening in certain countries. So that's exactly what's coming up here, saying, well, there still is lockdown. There's still people right behind the walls not being able to travel, but this is going to shift. This is going to shift, and people are coming together. And like I said, it's an introspection time. It's a time where people are going to come together. So as far as the near future goes, I'm not seeing anything in regards to the nature of a worldwide lockdown taking place again, okay? Some countries still have it right now, and we're not 100% out of this lockdown phase worldwide yet. But it's coming. And so when that happens, when that passes its course, no, I don't see anything about another worldwide lockdown happening, because that was a dark cabal ploy, and the counter forces are mostly in charge right now, okay? So thank you for your question, Sensei. Okay, guys, I think we're going to take one or two more questions, and we're going to wrap up. Let's see here. Okay, this is a question here from Dalberta. Dalberta says, donation question, will energy healing become a more desired modality sooner than later? Dalberta, okay. Dalberta, did you donate? Let me just double check. Okay, yeah, Dalberta, I'm not seeing a donation from you, but maybe it slipped my eye or something, but I'm not seeing it here on the list, but that's okay. I'm at you right now. So Dalberta, so will energy healing become a more desired modality sooner than later? Popularity? No. okay? It will still stay grassroots for quite some time. Unfortunately, people are still preferring medical offices, and they're still preferring Western medicine, and they're still preferring establishment, okay? When it comes to the idea of healing, they want to go into the medical establishment. So as long as that entity remains at the top of the ladder, the idea of natural healing will always be down here, okay? When that starts to crumble, then there's an opportunity for it to rise, okay? But I really don't see the idea of the popularity pertaining to natural healing taking place here probably within the next couple of decades, okay? Unfortunately not. The pharmaceutical companies and industries have held such a gigantic iron claw upon the entire planet when it comes to corrupt medicine, okay? They need to be exposed, they need to be taken down, they need to be completely dismantled and then rebuilt into something much more natural. And that's going to take at least a few years, okay? But as far as the idea of energy healing and natural healing, it will stay an alternative for a couple of decades at least still, okay? I know that's probably not what you guys want to hear. I would certainly love for it to be mainstream because that's what I do for a living, right? I do energy healing. I do private sessions. I sell the healing code cards. I'm making the healing code bed that'll be here November 23rd for you guys, okay? And so there's going to be a lot of great things that I'm creating, and it's all based upon energy healing. It's all based upon working with spirit and distance healing, okay? And like I said, the healing code bed is going to be extremely powerful. It's going to be a dynamo. It's going to be great, okay? Unfortunately, I'm not seeing that being up here with Pfizer. I'm not seeing that being up here with any other pharmaceutical company, okay? Unfortunately not. So like I said, it's going to take some time. We have to root out. We got to pull out a lot of weeds, right? It's a big, nasty garden with all these big, nasty weeds. And a lot of these things need to be pulled out. They need to be scrutinized to say, where did this stuff come from? Why is this garden bed so contaminated? We have to look at that, and that's going to take years to do. So maybe as we get into the 2030s, 2040s, it may start to change. But right now, here in the 2020s, we're in a cleanup decade, guys. This is the year of sanitation. This is the year of cleaning up the muck. This is the year of cleaning up the mess that has been left by the corrupt on this planet for many thousands of years. And it's going to take some time to clean up, right? You can't expect thousands of years of corruption to be cleared away in just a couple of years, okay? It's going to take time. And like I said, especially with the way that we're moving, the way that our current systems are administrated, the way that our current systems are put together, it's going to be slow, right? It's a slow process to get the corrupt completely cleaned out, okay? I think we'll make a lot of progression here in the next few years, but this is, again, the decade of cleanup, and 2030s is more of a decade of renewal, okay? So then we're renewing a lot of things, but we got a lot of stuff to evaluate. This planet has been completely contaminated by human ignorance, and that's got to go. And when that's gone, then we see that crumbling of those old forces go away, and now we can see what was once alternative become much more mainstream. So you could say for our grandchildren, yes. For our kids' kids, yes. There can certainly be opportunity for that, but it's going to take some time to grow. And like I said, we're the pioneers, we're the seed planters. We're the ones that are here in this current era to plant the seeds, right, guys? Don't worry about the idea of time in that way. This is just all part of timing. Through timing, we're planting the seeds. We're letting people know that this is there. Like, guys, I'm teaching you guys to completely cure everything. Why isn't there like 1 million people on my channel checking this out, right? Can you guys answer that question for me? Why don't I have 1 million viewers watching this right now? Because I'm teaching you guys how to cure yourself completely. You're being completely cured by all of this energy healing, okay? You're being cured through the release ball method. You're being cured by learning how to surrender. You're being cured by learning how to bring spirit power into yourself and clean everything out. That clears everything. That'll throw every bit of pharmaceutical garbage that somebody has away. But that's not happening. Why is that not happening? Because of the suppression, okay? Mainstream media wants to stay together with the billion-dollar medical industries and pharmaceutical companies, right? They are running the show right now because they're billionaires, right? And that's that greed. So unfortunately, for as long as that's there, they're going to be at the top of the ladder. So until they are completely and totally exposed and they have no real support left, then we stay as an alternative. We stay as grassroots, which in all honesty, I don't mind. I don't know if I could deal with millions of people, but hundreds of thousands of people, yes, I can deal with that. But millions, I don't know. We'll see. So, Delberta, that's my answer to your question. Okay? So we'll take one more question, guys, and we're going to wrap up. So I'm going to look for one last good question here. Let's see. Okay, I think we'll end with this interesting question here. This is from MAA. MAA says, question, will our lifespans dramatically lengthen anytime soon? Apparently we have the capacity to live much longer and much healthier. It's the cabal that has shortened this. Well, it's not really the cabal, okay? Our genetics have been tinkered with for many generations, for many centuries, okay? The original human design basically allowed us to live to about 500 or even up to 1,000 years. If you actually look into the times of the Bible, there were people that were living about 500 or 600 years, okay? This also has to do with tinkling of genetics, okay? Now, of course, the dark cabal would get things, would start creating inventions that would try to suppress the human lifespan, absolutely. Pollution in our environment suppresses the human lifespan, right? When we're not using the power of our consciousness, then yes, we're being polluted, we're being contaminated, we're eating bad food, our air is polluted, the water is polluted, everything is contaminated. And again, when people don't realize what they're capable of inside here, then they're going to succumb to that and they're going to live very short lives. So you're correct about that. Do we have the ability to expand our lifespans? Yes, completely. It's exactly as I've told you guys. This is why there's great yogis who have been able to live 120 years. Some have even lived up to 200 years or 300 years. They're not in a very attractive state, but they have been able to keep their bodies still alive because, again, of the powerful connection to union consciousness that they have within themselves, right? They have been able to discipline themselves. They've been able to work with their body. They're able to consciously operate their body. They're able to, just through a simple thought, reverse their age, okay? That is something to a Western mind that would completely boggle the crap out of you, right? If you basically pulled a Western scientist into these rooms with these great yogis where they would basically show how to do all these things, the scientist would never get it. Oh, how can I develop technology? It's not about technology. It's just a thought. You have the greatest technology right here. It's called the human body. This is the most sophisticated instrument there is. And when you learn to be at peace with yourself, when you realize that you are completely surrendered and freed and you are one with God, every thought that you have now comes to pass. I can just think I'm healthy and I'm healthy. I can just think to live to 100 years and I can live 100 years because I've cleared away all of the debris that has told me that I can't. Guys, that's all it takes. That's all it takes. It's what I'm teaching you. It's what I'm teaching you on this channel to do. Okay? But that again is the power of consciousness. Everybody wants to go to inventions and they want to bring an invention. They want to bring a machine. They want to bring an external in. And so, okay, well, this device will make me live 200 years. Why do you need a device? You don't need a device. You have the ultimate device right here. The human body is the ultimate device. You just don't know how to use it. And when you get all this gunk out of you and you start clearing away all this gunk completely out of you, and you're free and you've surrendered and you're liberated and you're self-realized, every thought that you think of will come to pass. So I've been able to heal myself. Guys, look at me. Look how much I'm transforming. Okay? Do you think that just happens by accident? This is me taking responsibility for myself. This is me with a thought making something happen and it comes together. I can do this, right? I'm manifesting miracles in my life daily. Okay? I don't need some magic gizmo, a funny looking box, a funny looking triangle or anything of that to do this for me. Okay? That's where you give your power away. Okay? You give your power away to externals, and now you are a slave to that external. So what I'm teaching you guys is saying, come into yourself, come into who you really are. There's nothing here outside that you need to grasp onto. It's me. It is who and what I am. I am. And it is the I am that transforms you. And when you're free to the point where you feel like you wanted to live 1,000 years, because you're completely free and liberated, you would be able to do it. Okay? That's what I'm telling you guys. That's the ultimate way. It's not about some tech. It's not med beds. Okay, it's not some box gizmo thing where you flick a few switches. Oh, hey guys, now I'm 25 years old again. Ha 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 ha. You can do that naturally. It's just all based upon you. Freeing yourself and completely liberating yourself, and through any thought, miracles become born. It's what I'm teaching you. Okay? So again, great question. It's a great way to end it. Mindy, thank you for your donation as well too. Blessings to you all. So looking forward to the brand new show, the new webcast that's going to be coming here November 24th, New Earth Tarot. All right. So I'm happy to debut that as we get closer to the end of November. Looking forward to my interview with Julia Cannon here on November 12th as well. So I will be back next week for another episode of New Earth TV Live. It'll be my last episode before I go to Mexico, so I will not have a New Earth TV Live in 2 weeks' time. But next week, still on schedule for that. Thank you, guys. Blessings to you all. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Namaskar. And may it be well with you. Bye for now. Thank you very much for checking out the New Earth Teachings YouTube channel. Feel free to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And you can check out the websites, newearthteachings.com, where you can order a private session, 3 questions by email, EQ method, and a lot more. And you can also check out healingcodecards.com, where you can grab your mind deck, your body deck, and of course the brand new body deck special edition. All of these are available in digital editions as well. And you can also get a shirt just like this through healingcodeshop.com, where you can experience the healing codes in apparel form. So feel free to check out these websites. Thank you so much, and I'll speak to you again in the next video. Be well.